think we got everything ready now. The stream's up. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area is going to be not like we wanted finally. Sunny today with a high of 63. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 40. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, 66 for a high. A little chance of rain on Friday night, low of 57. That rain should come in late. Saturday's when you're going to really see the rain. Mostly cloudy, showers likely, high of 70. Not an all-day event, but on and off. Rain starts to push out Saturday night, a low of 48, and Sunday back to full sunshine, high of 61. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are north of 6, visibility 10 statute miles. Pressure is 30-36, 2.43, humidity 72%, and it's clear and 52 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM at 990 AM WEEB. All right, it is 7:34 past the hour. Tell you last night, hang on a second. Last night, for some reason, I felt like I had toothache. You know, I was saying, man, I need a root canal right now. Except that tooth has already been root canaled.
Well, that doesn't mean it can't happen again.
No, it can't happen because there's no nerve there.
Well,
but someone down there was hurting like crazy, you know.
Yeah, and it's probably next door to it.
Took my pain pill, and anyway, we finally, I guess it quit because this morning I don't have the pain. But a little nausea from it all. That ibuprofen really works on you.
Yeah, it can.
All right, it is 7:35. Let's move to sound bites this morning. See if we can get your day started off a little smile. As you may have heard, Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson have broken up.
Oh, yes.
Oh, boo-hoo. And
I hadn't heard that.
Huh?
I hadn't heard that.
Well, now you're depressed, I know. I tried to keep it from you. But what about Pete? Ladies, now you can help.
Sadly, SNL cast member Pete Davidson and pop star Ariana Grande have broken up and called off their engagement. With her touring schedule and music projects, we're sure Ariana will be fine. But what about Pete? Are you a wildly successful woman who's dying to meet a mumbling comedian who looks anemic? Are you a single woman with a net worth somewhere around $100 million? If so, go to datepetedavidson.com. He's a dazzling comedic actor with a new set of teeth, since apparently meth was hard on his original set. And if you like guys pale, Pete's your man. This guy uses liquid paper when he wants to look tan. And talent? Did we mention Pete's single? Extremely rich ladies, upload your photo and a recent bank statement to datepetedavidson.com. Pete says he's looking forward to meeting you, or something like that. We really couldn't tell. Could have been asking for a meatball sandwich. We don't know.
Okay.
Yikes. Well, that's an SNL-style slapdown.
Well, Norm Schindler's politically correct, spectacular millennial Halloween costume blowout sale is underway. You know, we're having our Halloween costume contest for the dogs at Little Rivers Billy and Colts. It'll be 2 to 4 this Sunday when the weather's going to be perfect. So we like you to, everything is absolutely free. So we'd like you to come out and have some fun with all of us. But Norm has a giant selection of positive-feeling millennial Halloween costumes for you, by the way.
It's Norm Schindler's politically correct, spooktacular millennial Halloween costume blowout sale. No one has the vast, wide array of positive-feeling millennial costumes that won't offend people like I do. Like the Safe Space Closet costume, complete with a box of tissues. You can scare your friends half the night and cry in the fetal position the remainder of Halloween. How about the melting ice cap polar bear? You eco-friendly electric vampire. He only bites your neck after being fully charged overnight. There's the tree-hugging liberal, the jobless graduate student, the carbon footprint, the hashtag MeToo screw you, the transgender Transylvanian, and of course, the giant cell phone. And don't forget your Halloween party accessories like the global food warmer. Millennials, you won't find a better deal if you happen to have a job or can spend some of mommy and daddy's money. North Schindler's politically correct Millennial Halloween costume blowout sale. The deals are positive and spooktacular.
Do what?
These writers are
Working overtime tonight.
they've really been coming out with some stuff lately.
Well, you be the judge. Is this good marketing strategy? Burger King is selling a new green burger for Halloween that supposedly makes you 3.5 times more likely to have a nightmare. They posted a video about it, and the study they did where researchers monitored people while they slept after eating the burger.
So from different studies in the past, we know that foods can affect dreams and sleep quality, and we're going to be looking at specific mixtures of proteins and see if that can actually disrupt a person's sleep and possibly induce a nightmare.
So basically what we're doing tonight is a polysomnography. We're going to be putting a couple of electrodes on your head, and we're going to check for electrical brain activity, and we're going to determine if you have nightmares or not. Sweet dreams.
So right here you can see the subject's brain activity is picking up, and so is their heart rate, which may have displayed a nightmare.
I remember hearing voices and like people walking around talking. When I would wake up, I think I didn't hear the voices.
Someone in my dream turned into the burger. The burger then transformed into the figure of a snake.
Besides waking up, turning around once in a while because of the cables, it didn't bother me.
In the water, I was swimming, and I remember I saw like alien coming up from the water and was trying to attack this little boat I was on.
Our clinical study proves that the Nightmare King increases your chances of having nightmares by 3.5 times.
I'm not convinced. Just eat the hamburger, go to bed. Now, Welch's Grape Juice is trying to rebrand their drink as a manly drink.
Well, I like it.
And, well, let's see if you like their new ad to do this.
The antioxidants in Welch's Concord Grape Juice aren't just antioxidant. No, they hate oxidants. Welch's antioxidants track down those nasty oxidants, find their leader, and beat it to a sniveling oxidant pulp. So they know who's boss. The world's toughest antioxidants. Welch's, tough as grapes.
Well, so they're saying grapes are like Antifa?
Antioxidants.
Oh.
Go after cancer cells. Another Uber driver has been assaulted, this time with tacos. She got into an argument with a drunk couple in the back seat who wanted her to go pick up someone else, and told them that she was done with the trip. The guy got out, but the girl stayed behind and argued with the driver and eventually threw 2 styrofoam containers of tacos at her. Luckily, the driver had it all on her dash cam.
Okay, I need you to exit my vehicle. For what reason? Because this trip is done and over with. I don't know that. I don't matter, but this is my vehicle. This is my personal vehicle, and I want you to exit the vehicle. Oh, God. Whoa! You're on camera, lady.
I'm sorry, but
Well, you're good? Look at this. I'm calling the cops right now. Look at this, what you just did. Kyle, I need you to come and see the mess that just happened.
Yeah, she threw tacos.
Look at what she did. And this is on camera, by the way. This is your responsibility right now.
I'll clean it up.
Look at the back.
Yeah, and she's going to pay for it, but, like...
My night is done. I can't...
Okay, for no reason.
For no reason. I told you.
I needed your exit. I'm calling the 911. Get away. I can't. I'm done Ubering for the night. I can't even. What? Look what you did. This is my job. I'm losing money.
Well, but, okay, you're going to have to pay for this.
Okay,
I'm losing money.
I was trying to get his parents.
You threw food in my face.
Not my parents.
You are wrong,
It wasn't
lady.
your parents? That wasn't your parents?
All right. The alcohol. No arguing with the alcohol.
I saw a bumper sticker a long time ago that said, instant blank hole, just add alcohol.
That's pretty good.
I mean, it is pretty good.
There's another call here. White woman calls 911 on black person video. This time it's a white woman who in charge of enforcing the rules at a kid's soccer game. The dad was shouting at his kid to obey the ref, but she thought he was yelling at the ref. Another woman got there and got the video of them arguing. The dad explained what happened to the cops, then went off on the woman. Here's that audio.
You say don't talk to your refs. I don't talk to them. I talk to my son, and I still get this from you?
He was standing next to me, talking to his son, and this lady decides to butt in somehow and is now calling the cops because he was talking to his son.
They had a bad call with my son, and I told him, I said, hey, the ref is right. Always right, because I've always talked to him. And I said, hey, and that's it. She thought I was yelling at the ref, so she came over. And I'm like, ma'am, I was not. She told me, what did you? I said, no, ma'am, I was talking to my son. And I said, well, I wanted you to reiterate that. I said, no, ma'am, I was only talking to my son, and that's it. But she kept going. I'm like, ma'am, I'm done with it. Then she's like, well, that's the way you feel. You can just leave it. I just called the police. I'm like, well, what I did? I didn't do anything.
I felt that this woman sat there on her cart and was a very intimidating presence. She herself, hey, good call, yeah, hollering at the refs. It was a non-issue until it was a parent or somebody else, and then she came zooming around. So she's sitting there just waiting and creating tension, and to sit and follow this man out when he said, hey, I'm going to leave. I don't want an issue. So why she felt it was necessary when he voluntarily left of his own accord to avoid an issue, she felt was, I'm still going to call the cops on you.
Yeah, when the fun police shows up, you know, they're going to show, I got power over you. And that's the definition of a bully. You know,
it's the basis of tyranny, too.
I have a cart. I'm in charge. You leave. He left on his own accord. No, that's not good enough. I'm going to call the cops just to show I have more authority over you. At least try to express that. People like that you don't give power to.
So did they say what happened?
No, that's it.
I'm assuming the police said, all right, we're leaving.
Well, I would think so, since it's all on tape there. There's no issue. I'm sure that woman was describing a big issue, and you look at the tape, go, don't see that. Not according to what happened on the video. Our stupid news file this morning. A meat processing plant in Virginia had to throw out 50,000 pounds of pork after one of the employees was caught on video urinating on the production line. Here's the news report.
To a disturbing problem on the production line at one of Hampton Road's best-known businesses. You may shake your head over this one. Thousands of pounds of Smithfield meat tossed out after a worker was caught on camera urinating right where future food was being processed.
We're told more than 50,000 pounds of product had to be thrown away. That's almost the size of 5 African elephants. 50,000 pounds would be equal to roughly 350 hogs, which would cost the company almost $190,000. The processing line had to be fully cleaned and all the equipment sanitized multiple times before resuming operations. We asked what, if anything, was done to the employee. We're told he's been suspended pending the outcome of a complete investigation.
Okay. Yeah, did he ask if he could leave the line to take care of business. And they said, wait 10 minutes, and he couldn't. But he should have just left the line if instead of doing it there.
Well, yeah, he should pay for their losses.
Yeah, and a lot of those animals, you remember, they gave the ultimate price there, and it is thrown in the trash. Okay. Don't care about it. All right, good news this morning. Try to leave you with a good news story every day. Not that we're leaving right now. A woman named Ariel Williams found out she passed the Illinois bar exam recently and was so happy she started screaming and fell on the floor. She's the first person on her mother's side to graduate college. She worked 2 jobs, got 2 loans to achieve her goal. The video is from one of the employees of Stone and Associates where Williams worked while she was in law school.
Got her bar exam results.
Oh my God.
You passed? You passed? You passed? You passed? Oh my goodness, she passed! Yeah, she passed! Look, she's gonna make me cry. Oh my goodness! Congratulations, Ari! Oh my goodness!
Well, I hate to take away her thunder, but recent forecast letters say one of the biggest declining professions in the future will be lawyers. So much of it will be transferred to online. People just get I need a will online. I need a deed of trust online. It'll all be there. You won't need the lawyer. And demand will drop big time. So
in 2050, Shakespeare may not say, first thing we do is kill all the lawyers.
Well, I would suggest getting a government job. Although that might get killed off. You never know. Jose Altuve of the Houston Astros could have tied the game with the Boston last night in the first inning when he hit what appeared to be a home run over the right field fence. Boston's Mookie Betts almost caught the ball, but his glove was pushed closed by a fan's hand behind the fence line. Now, the rule states that if there's a fan interference in the field of play, it's an out. In this case, the fan was behind the yellow padding of the outfield wall. After a review, Altuve was called out. Houston ended up losing the game by 2 runs. Now Boston leads the series 3-1. Game 5 is tonight. Here's the call.
Altuve, right field, back there. Betts at the track. He leaps, and it is out. It's off a fan. No, they're saying off of Betts. It is in play. They may be calling it interference. I'm trying to get a read on the right field umpire here.
Mookie with the jump. He had it measured. It looked like he was going to catch it, and he gets stopped from catching it from the hand of the fan. The fan closed his glove, closed Mookie Betts' glove prematurely because it pushed up against the leather. Did they reach over that yellow line into the field of play, or is Mookie over the field of play into the stands?
Now that's the key.
The question.
So the rule states if a spectator reaches out onto the playing field side of a fence to prevent a fielder from catching a ball, batsman should be called out. And out is the call. Wow.
Probably the most exciting moment of the whole game.
I was just thinking that same thing. There's excitement.
Anything else we want here? No, don't think so. Oh, yeah. Martina McBride did a tribute to Loretta Lynn last night on the CMT Artist of the Year, but seemed to have trouble with her in-ear monitor on Stand By Your Man. You know, these stars today, they wear, well, I guess they wear these earpieces, the earbuds, I guess, in their ears. Except you can't quite see them because they're embedded down in there. And the signal is Bluetooth to them, so they can hear themselves, and they can adjust each one of these by themselves to that person's liking. And evidently she had trouble. Here's how it went down.
You come to tell me something. You say I ought to know. He don't love me anymore, and I'll have to let him go. You say you're gonna take him, but I don't think you can. 'Cause you ain't woman enough to take my man. Women like you, they're a dime a dozen. You can buy them anywhere. For you to get to him, I have to move over, and I'm gonna stand right here. It'll be over my dead body, so get out while you can. 'Cause you ain't woman enough to take my man.
I didn't really hear a problem. She didn't say stand by your man. She said stand your man or something.
Yeah, I didn't catch it either.
That was a big build-up for nothing, wasn't it?
Seems like it.
I did preview it. I just didn't preview the whole thing.
I wonder if those little earbuds help protect their hearing, too, because, of course, prior to that, you
had monitors on the stage that blast at you.
Blast that sound right back at you so you can hear it, and and they've got to be loud enough to overcome the noise of the concert
without feeding back.
Right. So if you've got it going right into your ear, you're not only blocking out the sound from the ambient sound, but you're also then eliminating that extra blast from the monitors in front of you. Sounds like a good idea.
No.
Unless it goes wrong.
Well, this way also they can move freely about the stage and the sound doesn't change on them. Because those monitors that they got on stage blasting back at them are just about as loud as the ones pointing at the audience.
Yeah.
They're very loud, and I don't get it, but they come in early and they set all this stuff up, and I mean, they go through each monitor and they kick the drum and they hit the cymbals and they play guitars to make sure it doesn't feed back, and because if the star comes out there and anything slightly goes wrong, of course, now you've messed up my performance, my brand. It's all your fault.
Well, and if I'm paying you to make sure it all goes right, then you better do your job.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, well, I know, because I used to own the Long Branch, which was the largest nightclub on the East Coast. And as the night goes on, and more and more people are there, they absorb sound, and it changes things. Because you start out with the monitors at one level during the night, and you end up with a much higher level by the time you're through because of all the people absorbing the sound. That makes sense. You might have your output volume at 2 to start the night, and at the end of the night, you're up at 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's about that. Let's just switch over to things we need to know so we don't sound stupid. According to Nielsen's preliminary broadcast nationals, the premiere of Roseanne spinoff The Connors averaged 10.5 million viewers and a 2.3 rating, which translates to nearly 3 million adults, ages 18 to 49. That's the gold demo. It's estimated that Americans will spend $500 million this year on Halloween costumes for their pets. The World Bank says that over half the world's population lives on less than $5.50 a day. Who knew there were so many of us? Lyft has started offering an all-access monthly subscription that'll get you 30 rides in a month for $299. Sunday night's ratings for Walking Dead hit an all-time low for the series. The end could be in sight, Matt. With no winners in Tuesday night's Mega Million Lottery, that means Friday's jackpot is now $868 million and climbing.
Maybe the show's already dead and still walking around.
Well, maybe I need to buy a lottery ticket. 8 o'clock, here comes your news, sports, and weather. We'll be back.
It's a cool start to your Thursday this morning as drier and cooler air continue to move in with the north wind today. Highs will stay in the low to mid 60s this afternoon. Plenty of sunshine in store, though, making it feel like a beautiful fall day outside. Tonight, low temperatures falling in the upper 30s to lower 40s under mostly clear skies, so make sure you have your jacket on Friday. Highs in the mid to upper 60s Friday afternoon with mostly sunny skies staying in the forecast. I'm Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sand Hills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. President Trump's campaign push ahead of the fast-approaching midterm elections takes him to Big Sky country later today.
The president's visit to Montana kicks off a three-state western campaign swing. In Missoula, he'll be stumping for Republican Matt Rosendale, who's challenging Democratic Senator John Tester. Vice President Pence and Donald Trump Jr. also have traveled to Montana, a state the president won by 20 percentage points in 2016.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston. A high-ranking Treasury Department employee is out on bond, charged with leaking confidential banking reports of people charged in the Mueller-Russia investigation.
Her name is Natalie Mayflower Sowers Edwards, a senior official at the Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. Prosecutors say she provided a media outlet with reports on Paul Manafort, political consultant Richard Gates, and Russian national Maria Butina. When federal agents confronted Edwards, she said that she was a whistleblower, and she gave the documents to a reporter for record keeping. Jackie Quinn, Washington.
Parts of central Texas swamped by catastrophic flooding. Llano County Judge Mary Cunningham urging people to exercise extreme caution in the flood zone.
Everybody's actively working through some of the problems that exist. We still have a lot of low water crossings that are closed. Please don't go through that water. Remember, turn around, don't drown.
The flooding is blamed for at least one death, and there is more rain in the forecast. Authorities in Crimea looking for a possible accomplice in the shooting and bomb attack at a vocational school. It killed 20 people and wounded dozens of others. On Wall Street this morning, Dow futures are down about 95 points. NASDAQ futures off 45. S&P futures currently down 14 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Pat Boone again, and I've never before endorsed a pain relief product of any kind until Relief Factor. My wife is thrilled because of her neck and shoulder pain, and let's face it, almost everybody over 50 has occasional aches and pains due to aging or exercise, and the 3-week quick start is now discounted to only $19.95. It's 100% drug-free, and the majority of people who order it go on to order more. Let's see if we can get you out of pain, too. Go to ReliefFactor.com.
The 7th annual Fall Flooring Yard Sale's going on now with incredible deals at Lumber Liquidators. We've got hundreds of floors on sale, up to 50% off, in stock and ready to go. Save big on waterproof floors, all on sale from just 39 cents. Get wood look laminate flooring, all on sale up to 40% off. Pre-finished hardwood and bamboo starting at 99 cents, plus special financing. Stop by your local Lumber Liquidators store or visit lumberliquidators.com today.
Hundreds of Syrian white helmets rescued through Israel are now being resettled. We have the latest from the Media Line's Charles Bieblazer.
279 rescue workers evacuated from Syria in a clandestine mission have been resettled in the West. The operation to save 422 members, including relatives, of the White Helmets took place in July. The renowned first responders were bussed in the middle of the night through the Israeli Golan Heights and then onto Jordan. The White Helmets has been hailed for saving countless civilian lives. However, its volunteers were forced into hiding or to flee Syria over fears the Assad regime would target them due to their operations in rebel territory. Britain, Germany, and Canada vowed to accept the refugees, the rest of which, along with 6 newborn children, will be relocated within 2 weeks. I'm Charles Bieblazer, Town Hall News, Jerusalem.
News and analysis at themedialine.org and townhall.com. eBay accuses Amazon of carrying out a campaign to steal its sellers.
eBay is suing Amazon, saying the online retail giant carried out an orchestrated, coordinated, worldwide campaign to illegally lure eBay sellers to sell on Amazon. In its lawsuit, eBay alleges Amazon representatives signed up for eBay accounts and then messaged sellers trying to get them to sell their goods on Amazon.com instead. The complaint says Amazon representatives spelled out their email addresses and asked to talk to eBay sellers on the phone in order to evade detection. Seattle-based Amazon has declined to comment on the lawsuit. I'm Mike Rossian.
German automaker Volkswagen says it's offering more incentives to trade in older diesel models in a bid to improve air quality in Germany. The company says it will offer trade-in incentives for people who want to replace old diesels that met formerly looser emission standards. Yet on Wall Street, the Dow futures down 109. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and I'd like to take a minute and talk to you about the Pilot newspaper. First, I want to tell you a story I saw in a documentary the other night. In the Himalayan mountains, Tibetan monks will climb 12,000 feet to a cave in the side of a mountain. They'll live there 8 months, all alone, no human contact the entire time. They spend every waking moment meditating, using the silence in a quest for enlightenment. And by the way, so far, none of the monks has issued an endorsement in the sheriff's race. However, the Pilot newspaper has, and it was not for Steve Adams. Now here's where it's going to start sounding like sour grapes. I think it's time someone called out the Pilot, though, again. You know what happens when the Pilot issues an endorsement? Two men summon the candidates and interview them for about a half hour. Then those 2 men make a decision. This is not the New York Times editorial board. This is a couple of guys in a small town who take themselves way too seriously and issue a decree. We have decided that you should vote for this candidate because we are the Pilot newspaper. Not exactly. You are 2 guys. If one of them climbs 12,000 feet and enters a cave and ponders the question in silence for 8 months, maybe I'd take this a little more seriously. Heck, even if they had a couple of people in the room who weren't clones of each other, or a couple of folks who had no axe to grind with Steve Adams or me because of the way that we continued to bust them out for their lack of timely reporting on sheriff's issues, I might. So no, anyone can get 2 guys to agree on a candidate, just that we cannot all then announce we, the mighty Pilot, have made a decision. So I continue to support Steve Adams for sheriff, and I will, unless I hear otherwise from one of those monks.
Find out about Steve's plan at adamsforsheriff.com. That's adamsforsheriff.com. Paid for by Adams for Sheriff.
Tom McInnes, Senate District 25. The son of a farmer and a public school teacher, Tom McInnes learned early the value of $1, a good education, and hard work. A lifelong North Carolinian, Tom McInnes has worked tirelessly to create jobs in our community and shares in our Sandhills values. Tom helped raise teacher pay to an average of $50,000 and fought against opioid addiction. As Senate Transportation Chair, Tom McInnes knows what it takes to help our area prosper. Tom McInnes, Senate District 25. Paid for by Main Street Merchants for a Better North Carolina.
This is Chuck from Sunbelt Service Pros. Are you just not feeling it anymore with your AC service provider? Are you calling those guys because that's what you've always done, or because there's a sticker on the thermostat with an old phone number on it? How about this? Take a chance and you'll be thrilled to find that you're getting real value for your heating and cooling dollars. When you call Sunbelt Service Pros, you are dealing with a professional and reliable service provider. Our technicians are highly trained and certified and can quickly address any issues. Our customers find our technicians and office staff courteous, friendly, and professional throughout the whole process. We're doing something right here. You need to check us out. Find out what you've been missing and call us today. Sunbelt Service Pros at 910-944-2044 or go online to sunbeltservicepros.com.
Girl is gone away from me.
Building a new home or thinking about changing your existing floors? Aberdeen Carpet can show you the latest flooring trends that will fit your budget and lifestyle. Flooring is what we do every day. Visit Aberdeen Carpet's large showroom and discount warehouse filled with an extensive inventory, ready for immediate pickup. We offer expert advice, competitive pricing, and a huge selection. Located on Highway 5 in Aberdeen near the Habitat for Humanity store. Open Monday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturdays 9 to 4. Call 944-6204 or go online to aberdeencarpet.com.
We're talking with Sherry Hook of Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt Services. Many homes and businesses in Moore County have asphalt pavement that needs repairing. Sherry, what would you recommend?
Seal coating is the answer. It provides an application that seals and protects to prevent damages from oils, rain, and sun, and results in a like-new appearance at a reasonable price.
Is seal coating also used for preventive maintenance?
It certainly is. It extends the life of your pavement, reducing the need for expensive repairs and replacement. Seal coating should be applied every 2 to 4 years, depending on the wear and tear.
So go online to slcontractingllc.com or to the Facebook page to see their customer reviews. Call Seven Lakes Contracting and Asphalt at 910-673-1318. Open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 5. 910-673-1318.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. Business Insider recently ranked countries in order of how smart the countries are.
NCN News. I am Mike Riley. Authorities have identified the suspect in the fatal shooting of a North Carolina state trooper. 20-year-old Raheem Cole-Nell Davis of Chadbourne has been charged with first-degree murder in the death of 11-year veteran trooper Kevin Connor. First Sergeant Mike Baker tells WWAY News.
He's a family man, and his loss is very tragic for our organization as well as the entire community here in Columbus County. It's very upsetting. I mean, I knew Kevin personally. The people here in this community thought of Kevin as an upstanding citizen and an upstanding officer to the Highway Patrol.
As Turkey's Justice Minister says his government's investigation into Jamal Khashoggi's disappearance will wrap up soon. CBS News correspondent Holly Williams.
Some reports, which we cannot independently verify, also have grisly new details about that audio recording that Turkish officials claim they have from inside the Saudi consulate, including allegations that Khashoggi was tortured and his body later dismembered.
A candidate for North Carolina Supreme Court pleaded guilty more than 9 years ago to trespassing and driving while impaired. Republican Chris Anglin said Wednesday that he had a drinking problem in his 20s and has been sober since. Police are investigating after a woman was found shot to death overnight in East Charlotte. She was pronounced dead at the scene. A group of African-American voters headed to vote in Georgia was apparently made to get off the bus on Monday. The group, Black Voters Matter, posted on its Facebook page that Jefferson County commissioners shut the bus down and made the group get off the bus without having a chance to vote. Bernice Hunley was one of those on the bus.
If you think about it, it was just like, no, you can't go vote, you know, go on your own time or something like that. That's the way it seemed. But they didn't say we couldn't vote. They said get off the bus.
You're listening to NCN News.
Nothing could be finer than being at the North Carolina State Fair. So come to the fair and stop by the North Carolina Peanut Growers booth in the Carr Scott Building. Get a free sample of North Carolina peanuts and discover how eating peanuts can help prevent birth defects, reduce the risk of heart disease, and even help you lose weight. Come to the North Carolina State Fair now through the 21st in Raleigh. This message brought to you by North Carolina's peanut farmers, who are busy harvesting this year's crop of delicious, heart-healthy, cholesterol-free peanuts.
Hurricane Florence disrupted the lives of many North Carolinians, and with Election Day approaching, we want to make sure those affected understand their options for voting. You can register and vote during the early voting period, October 17th through November 3rd, or you can vote on Election Day, November 6th. You may also request your ballot by mail. Know your options so your voice is heard this fall. Learn more details at ncsbe.gov/Florence. Sponsored by the North Carolina State Board of Elections and Ethics Enforcement.
A North Carolina volunteer fire department, which helped save more than 100 people after Hurricane Florence, says it could use some help. WITN-TV in Greenville reports the Northeast Volunteer Fire Department outside of Wallace and Duplin County had 5 feet of water inside its station due to Florence. Banksy says his partially shredded $1.4 million picture should have been fully destroyed.
The elusive British street artist Banksy reveals the partial shredding of an artwork after a $1.4 million auction did not go to plan, and Girl with Balloon was meant to be completely destroyed. The shredder concealed in the frame malfunctioned, leaving the picture's top half intact. Banksy posted a video entitled Director's Cut, showing a rehearsal in which a picture was fully shredded. The winning bidder has decided to keep the work. It's now named Love is in the Bin.
ECU students could face a new student fee of $75 a year to help fund the athletic department. Senior Associate Athletic Director Lee Workman says the fee increase will help offset an athletics budget shortfall.
We've had some declining revenue, to be honest, over the last couple of years, and so that's added to the financial strength. And so while we continue to build those back, and we will, that's our plan, the student fee is a part of that as well as underfunding source that we'll be looking at.
There's uproar over the absence of a classic diet soft drink on grocery store shelves.
The future is here, and Tabaholics are flipping out because they can't find their favorite diet soda anywhere. The New York Times says a shortage has prompted a petition drive against parent company Coca-Cola, with Tab addicts terrified the bubbly's been discontinued. The company's largest bottler admits it did remove Tab 12-pack cans from its offerings in 14 states to focus on no and low-cal Coke, Sprite, and Fresca. Tab was introduced as Coke's first diet soda in 1963.
Mike Trayley, NCN News.
Your local weather forecast is brought to you by Sunbelt Service Pros. For professional service, call 910-944-2044. Anytime, day or night.
Good Thursday morning. It is a bright and sunny start to the day. It should be a beautiful, cool, and crisp fall day across central North Carolina. Highs today will climb in the low to mid-60s under plenty of sunshine. Tonight, mostly clear skies continue as lows fall in the upper 30s to lower 40s. A chilly start to your Friday. Friday's highs back in the mid to upper 60s with mostly sunny skies and rain chances returning overnight into early Saturday. I'm Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills area, we have sunshine, 52 degrees, humidity 72%, dew point 43, pressure is 30-36, winds north at 7, and visibility is at 10 statute miles. It's 8:15. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news. For this Thursday morning, David Klarsky, Chief Executive Officer of First Health of the Carolinas, outlined his plan for retirement at the end of July of 2019 to the Board of Directors. Klarsky said that I have been honored to serve with an amazing group of employees, volunteers, physicians these past 7 years, and will cherish my time at First Health. The Executive Committee of Board of Directors have been aware of Klarsky's intention to retire since January. FEMA Mobile Registration Intake Center will be at Cypress Point Fire Department in Bass this Thursday through Saturday. FEMA will establish a mobile registration intake center there. That's at 211 Main Street in Bass. Hours will be 9 to 6 all 3 days. This is an opportunity for citizens to meet face-to-face with FEMA representatives to register reviews and or discuss claims secondary to Hurricane FEMA. That's happening today through Saturday, 9 to 6. And Moore County will ask the state Supreme Court to consider hearing an appeal of a unanimous ruling by the North Carolina Court of Appeals earlier this month that Pine Bluff does not need the county's approval to extend its zoning authority beyond its borders. The commissioners met with the county attorney, Misty Leland, in a closed session for about an hour before the start of the regular meeting, When they returned to the open session, the commissioners voted 4-1 to file a request with the state Supreme Court for what is called a discretionary review. Because the Court of Appeals decision was unanimous, the county does not have an automatic right to appeal. Commissioner Frank Quist, a former mayor and council member of Southern Pines, was the lone dissenter. That's your latest, Sand Hills' latest news. Let's check your sports now, right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM and 990 AM WEEB. It is 8:18.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach.
Swinging a line drive left field. Benintendi coming on, dives, and did he make the catch? Did! He got it!
Joe Castiglione with the final out called on the radio's home of the Red Sox as Boston beat the Astros 8-6 in Houston to take a 3-1 lead on the defending World Series champions in the ALCS. A diving catch and fan interference early in the game helped the Red Sox in the win. Houston right fielder Josh Reddick said he felt Jose Altuve should have been given a 2-run homer instead of being called out because of fan interference in their own ballpark.
I find it crazy that everyone doesn't get right. We've been on the downside of a lot of replays this year, so it can get frustrating a lot, you know. And when you take the time out of your day and out of the game to have replay installed, and you're supposed to make the right play, you're supposed to make the right call, and it just doesn't seem to happen 100% of the time.
The Dodgers beat Milwaukee 5-2, and they have a 3-2 lead in the NLCS. Clayton Kershaw put his previous flop behind him and pushing LA to just one more victory from a return trip to the World Series.
It wasn't as easy maybe as last year to get to this point, and realized we got some work to do to finish it off to get back. But yeah, if you would have told us in spring training we'd have a chance to go back to the World Series, one game to go, we would definitely have taken that.
The Hornets got 41 points from Kemba Walker as they battled back from a 21-point deficit, but the Milwaukee Bucks ultimately spoiled Charlotte's celebration of 30 years in basketball with a 113-112 victory in the season opener for both teams.
It was just a slow start. We got to come out with more energy, but that's on me. You know, I had to set the tone for my teammates early on. You know, so as soon as the game starts, you know, we can't wait. You know, we're not that kind of team. So, you know, we got to be the one to the first punch, and we'll be all right, though. I mean, that was the first game.
Giannis Antetokounmpo had 25 points, 18 rebounds, and made 2 free throws with just under 24 seconds remaining to put the Bucks ahead for good. This is NCN Sports.
Sometimes the simplest things can make the biggest difference. An extra pair of hands, a smile, or a shoulder. At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, we feel the same about home and auto coverage, affordable rates, trusted service, and local agents. After all, making one simple difference in your life helps you make a big difference in another's. Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Continental Tire presents our annual Big Tailgate Tour.
Our Big Tailgate Tour has another big game this week as Louisiana visits 4-1 App State on Saturday. Look for our Continental Tire tents near Kid Brewer Stadium as we tailgate and talk football from noon to 3, leading up to the 3:30 kickoff.
Pick up free koozies, t-shirts, and more from Sport Clips, Lose It and Lose It, and Continental Tire. Remember to drive with care on your Continental Tires and experience the ultimate MVP haircut at Sport Clips.
Tailgate with us, BigTailgateTour.com.
He used to head up USA Gymnastics. Now he's under arrest. The latest in a growing number of former gymnastics executives that allegedly covered up years of abuse against its gymnasts.
Steve Penny was arrested by U.S. Marshals in Tennessee. He's the former CEO and president of USA Gymnastics, and a grand jury indicted him, believing he tampered with evidence related to the investigation into possible wrongdoing at the Karoli Gymnastics Ranch. The indictment alleges Penny ordered the removal of documents from the ranch, which was being managed by USA Gymnastics, relating to Larry Nassar's activities there. Nassar is the now former USA Gymnastics doctor who's in prison. Penny had not known he had been indicted and was arrested while on vacation with his wife and 3 daughters. Matt Piper, CBS News.
Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
Hey, this is Steve Adams, candidate for sheriff for Moore County. Looking for something fun to do with you and your dog? Well, this coming Sunday, October 21st, I, along with Chef Karen of Philly and Colts, are throwing the first annual Halloween dog costume party for dogs and their owners at Philly and Colts at the Little River Country Club from 2 until 4. Now, we'll have food and drinks for the dog owners and treats and ice cream for the dogs, plus first, second, and third place prizes for the best dog costume in the costume contest beginning at 3. All humans are encouraged to dress up too. It's the first annual Halloween dog costume party for dogs and their owners at Philly and Colts at the Little River Country Club 2 to 4 this coming Sunday, October 21st. Paid for by Adams for Sheriff.
Jared Kirk and Amy McBride of the First Casualty Insurance Group in Southern Pines talk about the benefits of being an FCIG customer.
Our agency has been in business since 1984. We are an independent agency, which means that we have numerous carriers. Having multiple carriers benefits our customers because it offers them more options for their coverage and price.
One of the most asked questions we get from our clients is how much do they need to insure their home for? Many clients think they should insure their home based on tax value or what they could sell their home for. Neither is correct.
Insurance carriers want to insure your home for the replacement value. Replacement value is what it would take to rebuild your home back to its current state in the event of a complete loss.
First Casualty Insurance Group of Southern Pines. Call them today at 910-692-8303 or find them on the web at fcignc.com.
Hey Jerry, have you seen the new menu at the Hickory Tavern?
Seen it? Try to keep up, will you, Charles? I've already been sampling.
Well, don't just sing it, bring it. Tell me about it.
For starters, you've got to try the Hickory Tavern's new flatbread. The barbecue chicken flatbread is my favorite. Roasted chicken, barbecue sauce, red onion, jack and cheddar, then drizzled with sour cream and cilantro. And here's something you won't find anywhere else. The Hawaiian pork, yes, pork brewbite, marinated for 48 hours in a pineapple, ginger, soya, and sesame recipe, served with tavern greens and fries, and reasonably priced too. Hey, where you going?
Where do you think, Jerry? Time to fuel up at the Hickory.
I got you blocked in. I bet I beat you there.
As we always say, the Hickory Tavern. Come for the game. Stay for the food. Tom McGinnis, Senate District 25. The son of a farmer and a public school teacher, Tom McGinnis learned early the value of $1, a good education, and hard work. A lifelong North Carolinian, Tom McGinnis has worked tirelessly to create jobs in our community and shares in our Sandhills values. Tom helped raise teacher pay to an average of $50,000 and fought against opioid addiction. As Senate Transportation Chair, Tom McGinnis knows what it takes to help our area prosper. Tom McGinnis, Senate District 25. Paid for by Main Street Merchants for a better North Carolina.
Fields Plumbing and Heating has served Moore County since 1948. Actually, the founder, J. Ellis Fields, started in the business as a boy in 1907 with Pinehurst Inc., who provided plumbing and heating services to Pinehurst homes and local hotels. Today, Fields Plumbing and Heating continues to provide superior heating service, plumbing technology, and customer service at the best possible price. When you need help, call the company with the most experience. Fields Plumbing and Heating, 910-949-3232. 949-3232.
54, 23, 5. The Sandhills Community College CCP program has 54 college transfer courses, 23 career technical certificate and diploma pathways, and 5 continuing education pathways. These courses and pathways allow high school juniors and seniors to take college classes for free while in high school. Even better, if they pass 4 CCP classes, they qualify for 2 years totally free at Sandhills. Of course, there is fine print, but no time to tell you everything now. Each high school has a CCP counselor. Contact them for all the details or call Sandhills.
Jump into the fire at Brick's Wood Fire Pizza at the Cole Shopping Center and enjoy those famous pizzas. But Brick's now has wood fire wings, and all the items on the menu are fresh every day. Brick's Pizza is locally owned and a big supporter of Moore County schools in athletics and the arts. Dine inside or on the outdoor patio and try out those delicious wings. Jump into the fire at Brick's Wood Fire Pizza, Cole Shopping Center, Southern Pines. Open every day at 11 a.m. You can jump into the fire.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. Business Insider recently ranked countries in order of how smart the countries are. Pretty good, huh? According to them, Singapore is the smartest country in the world. Well, isn't that something? The United States didn't even make the top 10. We were tied with Italy for 28. Couldn't even give us our own number. The Czech Republic was 21. You know, to be such a magnificent place to live, and considering all the people who are trying very hard to come here, you'd think the USA was a dump. Even when you listen to advertising, it makes it sound like we're not all that great at what we do. I heard an advertisement for hair color today that said, so good, it had to be developed in Europe. Oh, really? Europe. The same Europe that was so good that they defended themselves alone during 2 world wars. I know I sound a little edgy, but don't you get tired of people being shy about declaring this nation to be the best nation on earth? And believe me, I get it. I was just lucky to have been born here. I didn't do anything different than some poor wretched soul who was born in some God-forsaken hellhole who, by the way, who would love to come here. Yes, we have problems, but as a people, we're blessed above all others to live in the USA. I love the United States, and I just have to say that from time to time in the Zumwalt zone.
It's a cool start to your Thursday this morning as drier and cooler air continue to move in with a north wind today. Highs will stay in the low to mid-60s this afternoon. Plenty of sunshine in store, though, making it feel like a beautiful fall day outside. Tonight, low temperatures falling in the upper 30s to lower 40s under mostly clear skies, so make sure you have your jacket on Friday. Highs in the mid to upper 60s Friday afternoon with mostly sunny skies staying in the forecast. I'm Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the Leader Man. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
What's today?
Thursday.
So, what do you have to tell me?
You can't keep me cooped up in here, okay? I am a peacock. You gotta let me fly!
Also, it is Thursday.
You know, I don't know how you're so cheerful first thing in the morning.
I don't know how those two manage to be so perky in the morning. Shall we start?
Yes, let's start.
Let's make it our best show ever.
There's even a chance, quite small, of course, that you may like it.
It's showtime.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It is time once again for Mornings with the Leader Man. I am Steve Leader Adams.
And I'm Matt Horsey, the Leader Man's highly self-acclaimed sidekick, Matt Horsley. Good morning.
By who?
Self-acclaimed.
Don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. That's available to you at talk973.com. Top middle of the page is where the link is found. That will get you there. If you're on a mobile device, YouTube will do it for you. Just put Mornings with the Leader Man all one word, into the search, and that will get you there. If you're on your mobile device just needing audio, we suggest tune in iTunes, Streama. There are some platforms that'll play us. Others will too. Just put WEEB into the search. And if you're on our website, the icon in on every page in the upper right-hand corner that says Listen Live, you tap that once as you're listening live just that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills, sunny skies, 63 for a high. In other words, my kind of weather. Then tonight, clear. Low of 40. Tomorrow, still a nice day. Sunny with a high of 66. Clouds and rain start to move their way through as the front comes through Friday night, Saturday morning. Should be late Friday. We should be able to get the ball game in. Look for a low of 57, then showers develop for Saturday morning, turning partly cloudy by afternoon, a high of 70. Sunday, picture perfect for the Halloween costume contest at Little Rivers Philly and Colts, and we hope to see you there. 2 to 4 is the time for the event, and it's absolutely free to everyone, and nothing is for sale there.
And to clarify, the pet costumes are the ones being judged.
Yeah.
But you should wear one, too. I'll be wearing one.
Grown-ups can have fun, too. All right, it is 8:32 past the hour. Yeah. What else was I going to tell you? Oh, yeah. Yesterday, a lot of voting going on. I went in at about 10 o'clock and wasn't that many. But when I went to the post office back and we drove back by there, cars were parked all the way down Pennsylvania Avenue to the bottom, and people walking back up. And I said, is that a blue wave or red wave walking up? But something's walking up. A lot of people showing up. That's good.
Whatever it is, folks, you better be part of it.
I hope we get 100% turnout. Then we'll know for sure. People's preference. You hate it when, like when Trump ran last time. You know, that was
outside the norm.
And Clinton ran. Yeah, we had 53% turnout. You know, that was it. So, no, I take that back. I read that. No, back it up. I think it was the last midterm election. So that would have been under Obama, right? Yeah. There was a 53% turnout. And this is the midterm election.
53 is pretty good. I think you got some numbers wrong there, Steve. For a midterm?
Yeah.
Well, that was the 2016 one where the Republicans gave the Democrats a
This is
thumping.
2000, huh?
A thumping, 2016.
That was a presidential. That wasn't a midterm.
No, 2016. Yeah, you're right. Presidential.
Yeah.
2014.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Do we have any jokes today?
We might.
To get me off the hook? Jeez.
In other words, you need me to take back over, huh? Here's something for everybody before we get to the jokes.
Yes.
You know, I'm sorry you didn't win the big Powerball jackpot last night, but on the bright side, you've still got a 1 in 300 million chance of hitting the Mega Million jackpot tomorrow. That's roughly one in every American. In other words, for me, it's a lock. So, that one's going to be even bigger, almost $1 billion last we checked. So buy your tickets or be smart and don't. Either way, here's our 4 things you should not do if you ever hit the lottery for a lot of money. Number 1, don't forget to sign the back of the ticket. It protects you in case someone else steals it. So you shouldn't sign it. So you should sign it immediately, or you really need to be careful with it. Don't tell anyone. People will come out of the woodwork looking for handouts. Number 3, don't automatically take the lump sum. As long as you're smart with the money, it makes sense because you can use it to make even more money. But the problem is most people aren't smart about it. Roughly 70% of the people who get huge windfalls of cash lose it or spend it all within a few years.
Wow, 70%.
But here's the 7-7 rule. If you take the lump sum and you invest it into some money, what am I trying to say? Some money instrument that yields at least 7%. In 7 years, it will double your money.
You go see Coach Pete's folks.
Yeah. With compound interest and everything, it'll double in 7 years. So if you got $1 billion today, in 7 years you got $2 billion.
If you win a big...
how much off of that do you really need to live on?
I'll tell you what. Even if you said, all right, I only want to live on $100,000 a year. If you won a few $1 million,
I pull 10% off, and that you can live well on. A few things we need in this area, I buy that for the community. Like we need a multi-purpose facility for basketball plays, things like that. Because Owen Auditorium's kind of wearing out. So we built a state-of-the-art facility. It also has an inside track. I saw one up in, where was it, Lexington, North Carolina.
Don't ask me. I
went up there to do broadcast a Sand Hills game, and I said, this is what we need in Southern Pines. So I built that for you. Anyway, back to the don't list. And lastly, don't start backing all your friends and family business ideas. And don't start buying people cars and houses. It's amazing how fast you can burn through the cash. Although, if you win $1 billion, it takes a while.
I'm wholly opposed to buying people. Slavery is a terrible thing.
Pick up and move. Kick Barbara Streisand out of her house and live there.
Buy a gated house on top of a hill and keep all your relatives out.
Yeah.
I would buy a new car.
I wouldn't do that. I'm just not that kind of guy that's got to have all the luxuries.
Right.
I'm just not. I don't feel comfortable that way. I probably wouldn't change a thing about the way I live. Don't need to.
Yeah, everybody says that.
Well, I'm serious. Okay. So that's the practical side of the show. Which, don't let it happen again. Rim shot time. Let's see here. Get some things out of my way so I can function. All right. We're ready to rock and roll. People are still talking about Roseanne's death on the Connors. I mean, who knew there was a rogue Saudi Arabian killer in Illinois, huh? TV producer Chuck Lorre is 66 today. His shows includes 2.5 Men, The Big Bang Theory, Young Sheldon, Mike and Molly, and Mom. They've all been big successes, but I'd like to see what would happen if he tried his hand at comedy. Melissa McCarthy is getting good reviews for her new movie, Can You Ever Forgive Me? It's about how she felt after she read the reviews for The Happy Time Murders. A film festival removed Kobe Bryant from his board because of the #MeToo petition. If he goes quietly, this could be the first time Kobe has taken no for an answer. Students at a California high school were...
Now, to be fair, Kobe was never convicted of anything or never admitted to anything, right? That could have been a... Anyway.
Students at a California high school were accused of giving out cookies that contain human ash. However, the cookies were still way better than the oatmeal raisin.
Jeez. I happen to like oatmeal raisin, although chocolate chip with walnuts is my favorite.
YouTube suffered an outage Tuesday. Well, no harm as long as they didn't permanently lose all those comments. You ever watch a live YouTube event and people are commenting on the right and they're going by at a mile a minute. You can't even read one simple one.
Yeah.
They're going so fast. So why bother to write one? That's so you can see your comment flash by real fast.
There I was!
And everybody goes, yeah, I showed them.
It is kind of funny to watch it because you'll see a comment that's clearly answering a comment that was made earlier. But you have no idea. It may have been made 15 seconds earlier, but the comment is about 200 streams, 200 inputs up the stream.
It's going by way too fast to read it. And you ever notice, although they seem to have gotten a handle on this, at these Trump rallies, you know, there's always people behind Trump watching the rally. And it's made up of a variety of people, and they got the little signs and things like that. And but what was happening was people watching the rally would call their friends on their cell phone and say, "Hey, I can see you on TV. You know, wave your hand at me. You know, yeah, I saw that." And people were, you could see people clearly on the phone and going like that, you know, waving their hand and stuff, which was very distracting to the speech because all that crap's going on. So they, I think they got a handle on it. Either they talk to that part of the crowd and say, "Don't do that or we'll remove you," or they just tell them they wouldn't let, if you got a cell phone, you can't be in this section. I don't know, because that got old quick.
Do it and you will be shot.
A new study says couples...
That was at the Bernie Sanders one, though.
...who make fun of each other are better off. Yeah, I told that to my ex-wife when I was married. I called her horse face, and she called me Long John, but... Pfizer, the maker... I couldn't resist that.
Oh, brother.
Matt called his wife horse face. She said, "You're right, Tiny." Pfizer.
I don't get it.
Everybody else did. That's the point. Pfizer, the maker, deserved to win him shot, too. Pfizer, the maker of Viagra, is cutting jobs. The cuts are on account of flaccid cells and also from stiff competition. That one wrote itself. A new study shows...
Hard not to.
A new study shows Pittsburgh is the best city for jobs. In fact, the only drawback about working in Pittsburgh is having to live in Pittsburgh. And a 900-year-old pendant of the Hammer of Thor was found in Iceland. It will be transported to a museum as soon as they find someone worthy enough to lift it.
How do they know it was the Hammer of Thor?
You'll have to ask them. I don't know. Well, some jerk in New England fan will be prosecuted and banned for life on the Patriots game for pouring beer on a Kansas City player after he scored a touchdown. So, put pouring beer on players next to the top of your list of things you shouldn't do when attending an NFL game. That's today's list. The top things you should not do when attending an NFL game. Leave your nachos, ice cream, burger fries, or anything else packed with calories unattended around the Packers fan. If you're seated next to a hot chick, ask yourself, what would Ben Roethlisberger do? Other top things you should not do when attending an NFL game. Matt won't get these because he's not into football. Preach about the wonders of naturally aging Jerry Jones. Forget to wear protective headgear if you're in a stadium with Eli Manning throwing that night. Buy a Bud Light unless you really like awful beer and don't mind paying $47 for it. Other top things you should not do when attending an NFL game. Wait until the camera pans to you and hold up a sign with concussion statistics on it.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Or attend a Raiders game without mace. Or inhale too deeply at a Seahawks game unless you want to spend the rest of your life giggling. And last but not least, thing you shouldn't do at an NFL game is attend a Colts game and expect to win. Those are the top things you just can't do. All right, it is 8:46, 46 past the hour. It's that time again.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad traits, you go to sleep and
All right, my friends, it's time once again. Drawing that big breath of air, let that big hairy gray chest of yours stick out. Straight across the floor in the style of the Duke John Wayne. Open up your closet doors. Look at all 30 of our Liberty safes, and today we're going to wander back over to one of our favorites, safe number 1.
Safe number 1, that's the big one. That's one of the presidential safes. We keep all our expensive stuff in here.
All right, well, I'll put in the secret password. Open her up, and Matt can now pick out the weapon of choice for today.
You know what? I'm going to give you a custom pistol. This is a Cisco 1911 45 caliber semi-auto made by the Texas-based Jesse James Company. These things start at about $5,000.
All right, well, we'll put that into our holster, pin on our badge, grab 5 cans of some whoop ass as we now head out the door in relentless pursuit of stupid criminal news. About 2 weeks ago, the most wanted drug trafficker in Spain was in the news after he came out of hiding to do a cameo in a lame music video, and now he might be regretting that decision. His name is Francisco Tejon. Cops have been trying to track down Francisco for about 2 years, but they haven't had any luck. Then earlier this month, he showed up at a terrible music video for a Spanish artist named Chase A. They got crappy names over there, too. Jay-Z here, Chase A there. It showed him getting out of a Bentley, partying at the mansion, and hanging out with women in bikinis. It's just a normal weekend for us. But cops saw him taunting them. So they poured through a footage looking for details that might reveal where it was filmed. And they also started monitoring the singer's social media pages. His social media posts ended up revealing the general location where the video was shot, and they used that info to zero in. Tejon's lawyers eventually gave them an address, and yesterday morning he was forced to turn himself in. He's now facing a lengthy prison sentence. But he has the video.
His new name is going to be Chica.
Stupid criminal news number 2. When stores put out Christmas stuff in October, it just gives people more of a chance to steal their Christmas stuff in October. There's a report in the police blotter in Woodinville, Washington, about a woman and a man and their Christmas in October shoplifting mission last week. Apparently, the woman created a diversion while the man shoved a bunch of ornaments down his pants. Then they left the store. As far as we know, the police have not tracked them down. And last but not least, the police in Volusia County, Florida, ran a sting operation last week where they called 7 men who showed up to a house because they thought there was a 14 or 15-year-old girl there that they'd be cheating with online. But one of these pieces of human trash had an excuse we've never heard before. 34-year-old James Bowen of Gainesville, Florida, said he knew it was a setup, but he went anyway because he thought it'd be cool to see one of these things in action. Well, that excuse didn't work with the police, obviously. He and the other 6 predators are now facing felony charges. And that's your stupid criminal news for this Thursday. All right, 8:51.
Oh, man.
They used to have that on NBC, where they filmed the sting operation. and they had a police officer who was 18 or older who put her in pigtails and all that, made her look young. And the guys would show up at her house and let them engage in a little conversation, and they busted them. Until they found out the host of the show, I think he was cheating on his wife or something with a lot of women. That got out, and that kind of killed the show. He wasn't doing it with little girls, but he wasn't a nice man.
Wasn't up to NBC's high standards.
Yeah. The PC police called him. All right. Put your arm in the air. Fingers is called for. Here we go.
And now it's time for...
Random facts. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, 4 random facts for today, and maybe a spare. There are only 5 number 1 albums for all of 1984, an all-time low. It was Michael Jackson's Thriller, Footloose, Sports by Huey Lewis in the News, Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA, and then Prince's Purple Rain.
That's 5.
No, those were the 4. Prince's Purple Rain came in at number 22.
Born in the USA is an anti-American song. I hate that song.
I don't get off on Bruce Springsteen, so...
No.
Whoopi Goldberg worked as a phone sex operator early in her career. Oh, well, let's let the PC police go after her. What do you say?
No, that's 2 strikes against her for PC.
Well, she holds everybody else up to the standard. When MTV launched on August 1st, remember what year?
1980... Correction, 1978.
81.
That's what I meant.
And when they launched, it was only available to people who subscribed to cable in a few different parts of New Jersey. There's only one state with 1 syllable in its name. Do you know it?
Maine.
That's right. And our spare today, in 1987, the IRS started making people list their kids' Social Security numbers on their tax forms when they counted them as dependents to cut down on fraud. And suddenly, 7 million children who were claimed the year before disappeared.
Wow. There's an investigation. Where did all those children go? The Pied Piper.
That's 7 million fraud cases right there.
Oh, it's fraud. Oh, I see.
Be a lot of need for jail cells, wouldn't it?
They didn't actually disappear. Yeah, I was thinking it was like the Pied Piper or something.
Have you ever wondered how much life costs you? Researchers polled 2,000 couples to find out how much life costs when you have kids. And the answer they came up with is about $525 more a month on average. It was done in England, so the numbers might not totally translate over here. For example, housing costs are different, and they don't have to pay for health insurance over there. But the survey found the average couple with kids can get away with spending as little as $1,300 a month on basic bills and other necessities, including rent, food, and even things like gym memberships. But for couples with at least 1 child, that jumps to $1,844 a month.
The British currency, of course, is the pound, so these factors are weighted differently over there.
The single biggest cost that goes up is the pricing of housing, including your rent on mortgage plus utilities. It jumps about 44% because most people end up needing a bigger place. The cost of clothes and shoes jump 53%, food jumps 25%, but spending on one thing doesn't plummet after you have kids. You spend a lot less on booze and partying. Well, the money's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah, there is that.
With that said, having more disposable income was not the thing parents said they miss most about life before kids. Getting enough sleep and having more spare time were the most popular answers.
Yeah. And yet, life gets better. It's quite amazing. Every factor of your life degrades, and your life gets better.
You think?
I think so.
Do I have time? You know, the best way to get over someone after a breakup. Now, let's do this. And everybody said, "What is it? What is it?" It's to get it on with your ex. That's what it is. That's what they say. All right.
Yeah.
Today's possible question is what I want to do. Chances are, if today is an average day for you, you will do this more than 20 times today. What is it?
Yawn.
No.
Sneeze.
It's not a physical function.
Oh, it's not a physical. It's not a physical function. You will think. You will think about Monopoly money. I have no idea.
You will complain about something.
Well, that's a physical thing.
20 times a day. As they say in Charlie Brown, womp, 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 womp. So it goes for this Thursday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow, yeah. For a Friday already. Wow. And don't forget, of course, millions of Americans, they have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams and the Leader Man. And Nick and Colt the Dog. We'll all see you at 2 this afternoon at the dog park.
And I'm Matt Horsley with the first verse of the Serenity Prayer by Reinhold Niebuhr, which is really useful even for those of us who aren't addicts. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Stay tuned for the Chris Plant Show, followed by Rush Limbaugh at noon. Sean